college football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU.
With over 25 years of serving our communities, Destiny Financial Services, a division of Global Life, is here to help you and your family through difficult times. From cancer care to accidental industries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life, but you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call DFS at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at www.globelifeinsurance.com. That is 877-300-8269, or again, the website at www.globelifeinsurance.com.
ESPN Events presents Red Lobster Band of the Year, a title reserved for elite HBCU marching bands. A season-long competition that culminates in Atlanta on Friday, December 12th. Drum majors, percussion, drill, auxiliaries, musicality. All aspects will be examined by the toughest judges in the world of college bands. 4 will qualify for the big stage, where national champions will be crowned. Follow us on social media for rankings updates throughout the season. And join us in Atlanta on December 12th. For event and ticket information, visit bandoftheyear.com.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU.
College football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
I love Atlanta, a city in the forest. Hi, I'm Jeff Cleveland, seasoned loan officer in the Atlanta market. And whether you're buying a new home, refinancing to do debt consolidation, home improvements, or just to lower your payment, give me a call. I'll ensure that you're treated with dignity and respect, that you're informed throughout the process, and that there are no surprises at closing. Give me a call and let's get started. I love Atlanta, a city in the forest. Hi, I'm Jeff Cleveland, seasoned loan officer in the Atlanta market. And whether you're buying a new home, refinancing to do debt consolidation, home improvements, or just to lower your payment, give me a call. I'll ensure that you're treated with dignity and respect, that you're informed throughout the process, and that there are no surprises at closing. Give me a call and let's get started.
All right, well, maybe we got to do this another way. What's up? What's up? What's up? Today is December the 3rd, 2025. It's 6:01 in the p.m. Welcome to Random Thoughts with DVP. I am your host, DVP. And eventually my boys is going to show up. I don't know why they didn't get the link because it was up there. But they coming. So how the hell are y'all? No, here's my, y'all can see all this junk on me. Here's my monologue. It's December 3rd. There are lots of things going on. There are lots of crazy things going on. We're still arguing and debating things that have no relevance or really that important. But you know what? Who am I to tell you what's important to you? Or for you? You got to make your own decision. And as you're making your own decision, realize that, damn, I'm making my own decisions too. So there's no need for us to try to regulate how other people value what's important to them. You know, people with money look at things differently. People without money look at things different. People who got different struggles. Everybody's looking at something different. So we got to stop thinking that we all got to be on the same page. I made a post recently on my personal page about this whole thing where, you know, I'm so tired of people saying we got to be like white people. They always stick together. And if you look at the whole MAGA versus anti-MAGA movement, that's actually led by white people. It's so quit thinking that white people always stick together. I think that's one of the craziest things that we like to perpetuate, because there's nothing that says that. You know, do some of them stick together? Absolutely. Do some black people stick together? Absolutely. That's the reason we got crime in the neighborhood, because remember, y'all believe in snitches get stitches. So y'all support crime in your neighborhood until it happens to you. Then you want everybody to jump on the bandwagon from being shh, because we stick together, remember? I think it's the dumbest shit going. Anybody who's down for the demise of your community, your personal space, or your heritage, or your whatever it is, for you to let them destroy it because it doesn't affect you and you choose to be quiet, well, in my book, you ain't shit. You know, but it's my book. That's what's important to me. You know, we've discussed this where some of you will only defend women that you're sleeping with or who are related to you by blood. That's your thing. To me, it's stupid. You should defend women, period, especially black women. But that's just my personal opinion. It's the holiday season coming up. Let your conscience be a guy. Everybody's saying happy holidays and all this, but then y'all still on the same foolishness and fuckery. So I'm gonna bring my guys on in a minute, but I want to get this out before they come in, and because I'm not gonna do this onion therapy session today. I made a post, and we talked about this because I did a show about depression a couple of weeks ago. I've done one every year, sometimes 2 or 3 times a year, and I tell you guys, pretty much my experiences with it personally, and just from people I talked to about it. So I made a post because 6 years ago I had a suicide plan, planned out to the T. Somebody fucked it up, but that's neither here nor there. So I made a post just talking about it, and I said that I was in a dark place. I said that I was in a dark place. And you know what happened? And I put at the very end, the very last statement I put, it's the holiday season. Check on your friends. Don't just comment on their posts. 102 different emojis, and I forgot how many. Almost 80 comments. 102 emojis, people who did something. I'm sorry, 104. 104 people did an emotional thing. And about 25 people commented. 25. Nobody called me. So to the ones that didn't see it, or even if they saw it and didn't comment, I appreciate you for not commenting. Because to comment on it, to comment on my post, and you have my phone number, you have my inbox, you know me personally, proves the point that I was saying earlier. And I'm not here to shit on your parade, but if you don't care, don't say shit. Don't say you're gonna be there for somebody if you're not. Because if you got time to comment on fucking Facebook, you have time to call, you have time to text them, you have time to reach out to them personally. But you're doing shit for social media. That to me is pure fucking insanity. It's selfishness, and it's the reason why your friends are depressed and won't say shit to you. Because when they tell you, you gaslight them. Oh, I'm here for you. But you only hear from me on Facebook. Now, I'm sure other people saw it and they were smart enough not to comment, so I never knew that they saw it. But to put a fucking emoji, to do, and I'm gonna let the guys on in a minute, but I just want to rant and I don't want them to say nothing. Stay strong. You are loved and valued. No phone call. I love being your friend. No phone call. Sir, I'm glad you didn't go through with it. Thank God for the intervention. No phone call. I'm glad you shared this post. No phone call. Sending you hugs. No phone call. And the shit is like, I'm like, damn, so all these people these are people who got my phone number. These are people who can actually reach out to me. You have a purpose here. We love you. Remember that. No phone call. If you ever need your family, I'll drive up from Florida. Don't ever forget we have each other's back for life. No phone call. You're an inspiration to a lot of people, including me. No phone call. And I'm just like, all these little bullshit comments, no fucking phone call. You know who called me? My fucking realtor. My realtor called me. My fucking realtor. She been knowing me 5 years. She called me. How in the hell does and April, if you're watching, forgive me, but how in the hell does an old white woman who I've only known for 5 years reach out to me? Inboxing, texting, she started calling me. But people who know me, who claim to love me, who claim to be my friends, who claim to care about me and my well-being, I didn't get a fucking phone call. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about none of my co-hosts right now because they didn't respond. So if they saw it, they were smart enough not to say shit. But if we're being honest, my co-hosts, we cool. But on a level of life friend, I can't put them there, and I don't think they will put me there. We do this and we have fun and we interact and we talk. And you know, Marq is closer to me, but in a real, me and Marq have never hung out on a personal level. Never. I mean, he came to backstage, but I was working, so that's not hanging out. Mo live in a whole nother fucking time zone. Joe responded, but Joe didn't call me. So Joe, I do have a little beef with you. But as I'm looking at the people who responded, and I know some of these people. Hey, Yolanda, I was actually hurt. The reason I didn't do the show last week was because I was hurt, and I felt the need to lash out at people who did this because they hurt me. Because I would have been better off had you not said shit. Because at least you didn't see that I was hurting, and you took the popular way out, and you just responded on social media instead of calling me. That just bothered me. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox because we got a show to discuss, and I wanna let my guys get in and do that thing. So let me bring I'm gonna bring Mo on first because Mo's responsible, and so I'm gonna put the pressure on Mo today because Marq is there, and anytime Marq ain't still in the car, we happy. But I'm gonna put Mo on first in case Marq decide he want to steal a car. What's up?
Hey man, don't do that, man. Don't put that kind of responsibility on me, man. You talking me up like that? Don't do that, man.
What? That you the responsible one?
Yeah, don't do that, man. Because guess what? Joe and everybody else gonna want to beat me up, man. Don't do that, man. You know.
Well, I think they want to beat you up anyway, but you know,
that's true.
Yolanda, you don't. But you know what? I will send it to you. I think I have yours. You don't have mine. And it's crazy. Yolanda's talking. Yolanda was one of my first listeners when I started the show 100 years ago. So Yolanda, wow. I've never met her. Wow. Yolanda became my girlfriend because she was pumping gas at a gas station while she was watching the show. So that's how our relationship is. I'm supposed to get out and pump the gas for whenever I get to Florida and we go out. We're gonna go to the gas station so we can consummate this our girlfriend boyfriendship. But she was one of the first people when I started this 100 years ago. And you know, she ain't always here, but hell ain't always here either. But she's been consistent. So Yolanda, I will inbox you my number and thank you for being around so long. So let me bring Marq to the stage before he have to, you know, reach out. It's kind of cold, so he probably ain't gonna still sit in the cold because that's kind of how it works. Because he don't know if they got heat or nothing. The worst thing you can do, from what I'm told, is to steal a car that has no heat. Because then you want to take it back and slap the shit out the owner. So then you catch a whole other case. Because now you aggravated assault. What's up with you, Marq? What's happening with your brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing today?
Hey, man, I'm honestly speaking, I'm in a much better place. Much better.
Hey, Marq.
What up?
Don't you see those flames behind him, man?
Oh, he on fire.
Oh man, listen, forget the ice side. That don't mean nothing. It's just man, just the fire side, man. That's it.
Hey, slow your roll, please. Slow your roll. Hey man, Satan was after me, so I had, you know, he's like, hey man, let me get some of that. So, you know.
I can tell you about your intro. He chose violence today.
Yeah, he did.
Bruh, I'm gonna say this, we're gonna change the subject. Now, when I was, you know, y'all did the show last week and I was here, but I was locked in my little space. I've been locked in a room for like a week because I was choosing violence and I knew it was a bad thing. When I hadn't been outside, I came in the house Sunday. I stayed inside I stayed in my cave the whole week. I didn't even go to the bedroom. I didn't want to be around. I didn't want to be around my daughter. I didn't want to be around anybody because I knew I was making bad decisions. What's up, Travis? So yeah, it was trying. All right, so who is the read along club?
Travis.
That's Travis too.
No, it can't. That's me.
Oh,
yeah, it came up. It came up on my other profile. I don't know how this Facebook stuff works, man. I just do stuff.
Oh, so read along club. Oh, so that makes sense. And you learn more about people all the time. Yeah. All right, so we're here. Like I said, we got a couple of subjects that, you know, we're gonna talk about because, you know, we're gonna still try to do the education, entertainment, and the fun shit. But let me just start off with so I'm not being selfish. Gentlemen, y'all got anything to say about my intro? Like I said, I'm not holding you guys accountable because if y'all thought y'all didn't say nothing, which I appreciate, but y'all weren't part of the group who is claiming always gonna check on me. You know. So y'all got anything to say about that and the way because I think I explained depression pretty well and what you should do for your friends. So is there anything that I left out or I should have said better that you guys can comment on?
Got anything,
I'll
Mark?
go first. For me, it is an eye opener to be more intentional when you say you're gonna check on your friends to actually do it. I'm a firm believer that if I saw it, and when I see things like that 9 times out of 10, I just keep on scrolling by. That's almost like a pray for me post, and I look at it and I scroll by it as well. So now, if it's somebody if I see something like that and it's somebody that I truly care about or that I call a friend, and I would more reach out now from getting this information from you. So I'll be more intentional and paying attention to my friends that post on here.
And my thing is all I'm saying is if they're your friend, don't comment on Facebook, comment in real life to them. That's all. That's the only point I'm truly trying to make. Don't add to their post to prove to them that they ain't shit. Call them, text them, let them know that you personally want. Because, like, and don't get me wrong, because I was there. But most of the time when people do this on Facebook, they log off afterwards and they don't come back on because they actually do commit suicide. So all your posting and shit goes to nowhere. It goes to your legacy. Well, at least I tried to reach out to them, and you didn't. What you did was try to be social media famous, and so you're doing something for the audience, but you're not doing it for your friend. You're doing it for other people. You're adding to it. Oh yeah, see, I want to show you love. You can't show me. The only way you can show me love on social media, only way, period, is just to like the Random Thought with the DBP page. But for the man, you can't show me love on Facebook. Show me love is conversating. You know, there have been times that me and Mo have talked. See, that's showing love because we actually had conversation. But I told y'all before, from my experience, from the experience of other guys I've talked to, when we're going through depression, we're not calling anybody because we don't believe anybody will talk to us. So the worst thing we can do is call somebody and they either don't answer or they say they're going to call us back and they never do. So we won't do that because it makes it worse. So to say call me will never, ever happen for most people who are going through depression that I've dealt with. And that's what I'm saying. Mark, it's cool if you don't say nothing. Just don't add to the depression by let me comment so I can prove to them they ain't shit. You know, I got time to Facebook, but I ain't got time to check on my friend. So don't get it twisted, Mark. What you did was fine.
Let me say something about that, DVP.
Go ahead, sir.
And this is why I did that. To you, what you just said. I had what I thought was a genuine friend. We've been knowing each other for years. I actually thought we was cool. And we just if I say what it is, then they'll know. But we'll just say they got a promotion. And I looked at everybody say, thank you, whoop, whoop. So I called them.
Right.
Like, hey, man, I just wanted to say, congratulations. But why you didn't tell me on Facebook where you saw it? Get off my damn phone.
Wow. That's
because I'm not thanking you or giving you a congratulations for Facebook. I'm doing it because I care. I'm really proud of you. Right. So when I got that, I was like, man, I can't take this serious.
And like I said, it's probably somebody who wasn't going through depression. That was just somebody who was doing shit for social media.
Yeah. They want congratulations on social media. Yeah.
Because, sometimes people want to put everything on social media. And I'm okay with that because some people actually do live on here and they seek the validation of others. But some people, lots of people, like I say, when I've done my suicide investigation with people on Facebook, more often than not, the last post is a plea for help. So that's all I'm saying. That is all. But so as we near the holiday season,
excuse me, sir.
My bad.
You ain't even let that man talk.
You see that, Mark?
I saw it.
He working on the left side over there. See all that flames over there? He over there, man.
Yeah. Hey, man, blame it on the head, not on the heart, brother. Hey, I got nothing but love.
Now I wanted to say this because it's important, man. I just wanted to say, your open, honest thoughts. I think they give others the right to face hypermasculinity and give Black men permission to feel. As Black men, I tell you, I think we need permission to feel because I'll fight anything to the death. But if my wife or somebody I care about say, hey, listen, it's okay, just relax and just feel it through or whatever, then that's when I'll step back. But so if somebody don't step up and say something, you know, you might be your worst enemy. So it's good to hear another voice. And so with you doing that, DVP, I think all these bravado type dudes and hyper masculine men, you know, they maybe they looking at it like, oh man, I didn't know, you know, DVP could do that. I didn't know he was that strong, you know, because it's not weakness at all. It's actually super strength, if you ask me. And I'll leave it there.
I appreciate it. And you know, like I say, it's just from the people that told me to do it when I didn't want to. It was just showing a vulnerability and showing people what depression looks like. Because, you know, I think Mark touched on a couple of weeks ago, nobody would have ever suspected that I suffer from depression, because from my outward persona, there just wouldn't have been no way to know it, because there was nothing about it. And unfortunately, no matter how transparent I am, no matter how honest I say I am, I'm always living a lie, because I won't ever tell people how I'm truly doing. So, you know, like I say, but we're going to move on to something else, because we're not going to do this onion therapy. Not today. We're not. We're going to talk about some other shit. So, y'all got any more parting comments before I start muting y'all ass?
I'm good.
Anyway, we're going to talk about some better stuff.
We good.
I don't want to be sad.
We good.
All right. So, I posed some questions to my guys, because, like I said, there's some things I want to talk about, and they're better at this than I am, or they can present a different perspective. And it's the reason why I like having co-hosts. I mean, those of y'all who've been around know that I've done the show. I did the show for a long time by myself. And in my mind, I didn't want to turn into Mike Tomlin where my voice gets old. I wanted y'all to be able to hear fresh voices and go from there. But so Mark, it was Mark's idea, because Mark, we had started talking about holidays earlier. So I'm gonna preface this and I'm gonna throw it to Mark. Black people in general, and not just black people, but that's all we're worried about right now. Black people in general love to go broke for the holidays. And there's two things that bother me the most about it. Christmas comes at the same time every year, kind of like your birthday. You know it's coming. So once your birthday passes, or your kid's birthday, you got a year to prepare for it. You got a year to prepare for Christmas. You can start saving up money. But why are we willing to go broke for Christmas, especially in this economic situation we in? You know, I'm looking at the thing, and I'm sure Mo saw it, because you know he's the money guy. Where this Black Friday or whatever was, we spent the most money. And if you watch the reports, we spent more money this year than ever before, but we actually got fewer things, which to me is insane. So we're spending more money. So now, you know, you're spending this little 16-ounce bottle. We bought 1,000 of these for $1. Last year, they were $1, but instead of being 16 ounces, they were 20 ounces. So we think we're paying the same, but we're not. But why is it we're okay with going broke for a holiday? And when we claim we're being woke, we're going broke for a holiday. Let's see. I don't think anybody believes in Santa. There may be some people out there, but I don't think there's anybody who does it. And if we like gifts, because most of us like gifts, if you give gifts regularly, then one day can't be nothing special other than your birthday. I'm a big believer in not celebrating Valentine's Day. If you're good to your woman on a regular basis, she don't need overpriced flowers and chocolate or a dinner on the day when the price is jacked up 100%. But I'm gonna let Mark jump in, and because that was one of his assignments to talk about where we don't do things in Kwanzaa. He was gonna do some. Did you do any research before I put you on the spot, Mark? Did you do any research on Kwanzaa?
Hey, look here, man. This ain't college. I don't do research. I actually did.
Hey, did you go to the bookstore and steal the Cliff Note book?
No, I went to I checked out the Read Along Club, and they helped me out.
All right, what you got?
But nah, man.
Let's see how my band of misfits act.
See, but you be making me do homework, man. I don't know how I feel about that.
Once you know better, you do better. So sometimes we just got to do it and go from there.
Man, let's talk about 3 5s and halves. I ain't got to take no classes. I can talk all about that all day.
3 pounds and a half. What?
Don't worry about it. That went over your bald head, but we good.
All right, because I ain't a criminal, so
But look, I did do some research on Kwanzaa, and I know if I ain't mistaken, you do. That's what you celebrate, correct?
It's what I was looking into. If I'm gonna do something, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. And we'll touch on what you said. Yeah, we do go broke for Christmas, but I've gotten away from tradition, so holidays don't have a meaning to me anymore. It's just the family getting together. And if you want to buy extra gift or gifts and go all out for your family just so they'll smile a little bit harder on that one day, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I don't talk about Santa Claus. We don't think about Santa Claus no more. So I don't think that holiday has that same meaning. It doesn't for me because I don't believe little baby black Jesus was born on that day. So that's something completely different. But as I was thinking about or researching and getting some information about Kwanzaa, it's actually, the principles are actually great. I think that's something that we could definitely learn and make us better people from following those principles. So it's not a bad thing. And it's not, you can do gifts, but it's not all about the gifts. It's the principles, and a lot of the principles about self-help and community oriented, or making a better community around you. So it's actually,
and the gifts have meaning, and they promote your heritage because you learn more about who you are and where you came from. Because you could, and I'm going to switch. I'm all for gift giving. I'm not for going broke giving gifts. That's my issue. That there should be a celebration, because as Mark was saying, if that's the time when everybody can get off and you can get family and friends together, by all means celebrate it. But hey, if we all strapped for money, let's just do the thing where everybody pick somebody, like you do at some jobs, and there's a $20 limit, because nobody should have to go broke for this. Because January is still coming. Your rent is going to be due. And it's crazy as I'm watching people do all this for January, and then these bills come, you mess up your credit, you fall behind on rent, you fall behind on this, because everybody wants their kids to be happy. But at the same time, do you want your kids to grow up so materialistic that they risk it all for a fucking toy? Whereas with the principles of Kwanzaa, sometimes you're giving them books to read. And this is where Mo come in, because you're educating your kids. I got a daughter. She doesn't look at Christmas the way other kids look at it, because we don't do the whole Santa thing. We'll go out and buy a gift, but she knows it's only going to be 1 or 2 gifts, and they require you to read a book. They require you to do something else so that she can associate all this together. It's not just playtime. You're going to learn something from this. And that's why I was like, I believe it's something good. It was created by a black man. I want to say he did it in the late 60s, early 70s, I forgot. But I do share it every year, just so people who don't know about it, so they can start looking at the 7 principles of it, because it goes from Christmas Day to New Year's. And every day you're doing something different, but it's in promotion of, and it's bringing about awareness, because every day is something educational, down to whether you do a big feast, which is, one of the things that Mark always talking about. One day we're having a big feast. Everybody's bringing something, and it's something cultural most of the time. So you still get that. There's a day you can exchange gifts. You still get that. But ain't nobody going out and spending, $3,000-$4,000. It's not a big wrapping thing. It's an educational thing. And I personally think it's something that we should think more about as we're trying to talk about how we're going to put things together. But go ahead, Mark. Keep going for me, sir. Let's see. Yolanda says, I agree with Mark. Christmas is different with no kids at home. Definitely with no kids. It's a family gathering now, and January is coming. And the 25th of January is what's the 25th of January? Maybe she meant December. But yeah, Yolanda, you good. What else you got for me, Mark, before we let Mo see what Mo got to say?
Let it go, because after he speak on, I'm gonna let us talk about these principles.
All right, go ahead, Mo.
What's your thoughts?
Man, I got a whole philosophy around this, but I'm gonna keep it short, man. I'm just gonna say, and this is just from my own personal perspective. This got nothing to do with nobody else, but I look at I think holidays establish tradition and they serve a business purpose. And so to have a bunch of us black folks following Christmas, and I'm older now, man. When I was a young kid, I used to love Christmas, man. I look forward to it. I wanted to, where I lived, it would snow during the Christmas time, get our sled, go play in the snow, got the Christmas trees, the lights and all that. So I'm different now. I'm older, man. So this is my position now. And from just going through the crucible of life, these holidays, I know they establish tradition or they serve a business purpose. And we talk about Christmas, the tradition that it serves is linked to Christianity, right? Baby Jesus, right? So it's linked to Christianity. So that's one of the purposes, right? Then another one, business purpose. At the end of the year, if y'all look statistically, it's the worst time for most businesses, right? It's snowing. The only businesses that benefit during that time are really, let's say outdoor type businesses, because it's snowing. If there's weather where you are, it's snowing, and they got to do things for that purpose. But the business purpose for Christmas is to make people, well, I won't say make, but to influence people to spend money. Like DVP was saying, a lot of people go broke during that time because they're trying to either make somebody happy, or they're trying to be in the holiday spirit. Whatever their reason is their reason. But there's purposes behind that holiday. And so what I'll say is, you got to do what's best. I think you got to do what's best for you. Now, if you bring your kids up to look forward to that, well, you're setting a precedent, and they're gonna look forward to it. And like I was brought up on it, but as I got older, I broke myself out of that. I do it now just because everybody else enjoys it and they're happy, but it's not a must for me. And so my position is that if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna celebrate it, just do it for the right reasons, and take note, like DVP said, don't go broke. It doesn't make no sense, man. If people are truly in the holiday spirit, it wouldn't matter if you gave them a $5 gold plated chain versus a brand new car. It don't really matter, because it's the act of giving, right? That's what they say. Black folks, they ain't going for it. Don't give them that gold plated chain though. That's it.
That is true. Don't go broke. But the people that go broke, I think the people that go broke for the holiday already broke.
Yes, they go broke
on the end. So let's go throw all this money away on the 25th, and then the first, let's make payment arrangements. It's it's terrible, but that's what it is.
Hey, let me throw this in there right quick. This is crazy. This is one of the things my mom taught me. And I and we didn't do it. We didn't do it because we were poor. We didn't celebrate a whole lot of holidays. But one holiday she told me, she said, "Listen, baby, this is what we can do. I can buy you a toy you want and have it for you for Christmas, or we can wait a week and I can get you 2 of them, because the prices go down after Christmas. Everybody bringing shit back. You get a better deal." But we get so caught up on having to have stuff for the 25th, when actually the time to get something is the second. Because when it's happening, it's like, damn. So I'm like, okay, I can wait. So Christmas came less important to me. I'm waiting for the after Christmas shit. So it's like, if when we toss more on that, when we're talking about economics and how we can improve ourselves, why don't we get stuff when the best sale is on? And the best sale is always after Christmas, always. But what's so special that we got to have it on this made up holiday? And I said, and don't get me wrong, we're not talking about the celebration of it all. We're talking about going broke. Mm-hmm. So if you're trying to get the most bang for your buck, why not wait for a better day? What's up, Robert? I didn't mean to dismiss you. They was talking, but what's up, Robert? Hey, Kitty Brown, how are you? So, and that's how we're talking about. Celebrate how you celebrate. But again, if we're being economically sound and we're planning, because I'm gonna post some things about how you can save money throughout the year, saving a little bit at a time, and this is what you can do. Because if you know you want to spend some money, let's just say you're gonna budget yourself for $500 for Christmas. Well, start saving up. I got a whole thing that tells you how to save up money so that you already got money before Christmas gets here. And this is all, and it don't require a whole lot. You just pick a plan that works for you and save. Whether it's $1, $2, because like the best plan I know of that I'm a big fan of, it'll give you like $1,300 at the end of the year, is if you say whatever week it is, that's how much you put in the savings. So, when the new year starts, week 1, you put in $1. Week 2, you put in $2. Week 3, you put in $3. Week 4, you put in $4. And you do this. And by the time you get to week 52, which is actually a little late because it's after Christmas then, but you'll end up with like $1,300, and I forgot what it is, but you'll end up with like $1,300. Because if you ain't saved it up, you really shouldn't be trying to spend it for Christmas, because now you already got it saved up. But, like I said, when we get to the financial part, and I Mo got me to doing this, my mom got me to doing this. I have an account just for holidays and birthdays that I put into. So when that time comes, it's like when you want to travel, you put money in this account. When you get that, then you travel. If y'all know y'all want to celebrate holidays, one of these savings accounts y'all got, y'all should be putting money to the side. When you got a little extra something. And that's all you can spend for that holiday. If that's it, that's it. You know, if you got kids and you get all the kids $50 to buy everybody a holiday, once they spend the $50, don't nobody else get no gift. And like I said, that's all we're talking about is just not going broke, not hurting us even worse, especially in this economy. Especially in this economy. You know, so that's it. And you know, it's Black Friday. The reason to me why Black Friday is the biggest scam is because I did the research. A lot of the TVs that you see on sale for Black Friday, if you look, they never existed before Black Friday. A lot of these companies manufacture TVs just for the holiday season. And you see brands that you ain't seen before. You see price because they're not really the best of the best. They're just for the holiday season. And they push them out there because all of a sudden every store got 1 million TVs. But it's mass production just for the holidays. So you're buying a substandard TV because that's when you see all these crazy name brands come out. And you know, it's like, damn. So I started looking. I was like, damn, they right. When you go to Walmart in February and look and see what brands, then go in December. All of a sudden they got 22 new brands. And everything looked good on the stand. It's like, oh, you know, you can get this Sony for $3,000, or you can get this some boo-boo for $300. And some boo-boo ain't gonna last you but 6 months, but hey, it's $300 and it's a 60-inch. Everybody want a good deal, but you're really not getting a good deal. You're getting a substandard TV. So, you know, that's part of the thing. As you do research, you're like, oh man, they got me again. It's like, when won't get tired of being suckers?
True.
So yeah, go ahead.
Let me just add to that, because that is what you just said, DVP, but it's also, I think it's got something to do with the fact that this, you know, just being in this world, man, and going through everything that you have to deal with, people do anything for temporary happiness. And so, you know, that's part of I think that's part of the equation too, you know, during this Christmas time, if there's a way that you can just cut you out a little slice, a little piece of temporary happiness, not think about nothing else. You know, people do that, you know, they ain't thinking about paying the rent. They're not thinking about this other stuff. It's just like, look, this is an opportunity for me to get something that I want, and at a I guess what they would say is at a bargain, right? You got to do them quotations at a bargain, and you know, just enjoy it. So I think everybody, you just got to really balance what you want to achieve. You really do, and I don't know anybody. If we don't set our own expectations of wanting too much, I think then we have a good chance of doing it. But as soon as you set the expectations of doing too much, so I'll change it. I'll change it to this kind of idea. I dated some women, and as soon as that first date, man, if you go to this restaurant, $200 a plate and all this craziness, right? You're setting a crazy expectation that you can't hold up to. You know what I mean? And so this Christmas thing is the same thing. You know, if you're out here buying spending $1,000 on Christmas, you know you don't got that kind of money. Now you set an expectation, and now you feel obligated to hold that up so that you don't let yourself down or feel that you're letting somebody else be unhappy. And that's with
that concept, can you really be happy knowing that you don't have it, knowing that you overextended? Can you really be happy? Because you know you screwing yourself over. So It's like, because now you're thinking, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do this? So it's like it's almost like you adding pressure on yourself because you don't want to say, well, let's do something different, which is how Kwanzaa started. Let's do something different. Let's do something that is more impactful. Let's learn more about this. Let's learn about this. You know, we talk about the Marcus Garvey's. We talk about, you know, we love Wakanda. But then with the follow-up, we don't do any follow-up. You know, we wait for February so we can do Black History. But why not do Black History year-round? Why not do Black History every month? Why not take control of this, and we control the narrative? You know, and like I said, and that's all I'm saying. To me, it's twofold. Like I say, I get the kids, but why not break them out of the habit early? You know, why get them into that point where we're making them materialistic? We're making them materialistic. Then it's hard to break them out of that. Hey, Kitty, where you watching from? I know where you watch from, right? Where you watch from, Kitty? I think this is the first time I've seen you.
Yeah, it's the first time. She from Philly.
Oh, she a friend of yours?
Yeah, that's one of my friends.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Welcome to the show, Kitty.
Hey, I want to follow up what you were saying, DVP, about Black History Month. People probably saw this clip, but Morgan Freeman said one of the smartest things that I ever heard about Black History Month. Somebody was interviewing him, and they said because they found out he don't like Black History Month, and they were interviewing him, and they said, "You don't like Black History Month? How could you not like Black History Month?" And his response was, "So you're gonna relegate my whole history to a single month? How can you do that? Just like you said, DVP, why you don't celebrate that year round? How is it that we get a month? You get a month out of 12 months to celebrate Black history. Makes absolutely no sense."
And let me just add to that. You only do it for a month, but you do it when a month, the shortest month, the month when you got Valentine's Day, President's Day, and some other day. So you really don't even get that. You really only get about 15 days.
Yeah. But one thing about that now, it actually started as a week in February. So
it was still the shortest month of the year.
Yeah,
why?
It started as a week. So I don't know how they chose February, but it started as a week and they just expanded it to the whole month. So I don't think it was the initial plan to give us the shortest month of the year, but it just worked out that way. I think that's a bad narrative.
Mark, you said something key though. Give us. See, that's
they gave us a week.
Yeah, no, I know, but we should have been. We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait to the government to give you something. The culture can be established by the people. We don't have to wait for the government, but I get, that's just something that's on a deeper level that people really got to realize. We can establish culture on our own. We don't have to wait for the government.
I agree. But, slide back into it. So one of the things that I like I say, was the principles which we all can learn from. And the first one, let me know if do you know them, DVP? Because if I know I'm finna mess these words up with some of them. I don't speak Swahili.
And it's my apologies, because if I knew you wouldn't do that, I would have had a slideshow set up for them. But yeah, that's what I do.
Is it Umoja? Something similar?
Close enough.
But it's about unity. That's day one, and it's about unity. So it would be good for us to figure out how to unite. I mean, keeping the family close, even after the matriarchs and the patriarchs are gone. But the unity, and not only just in your household, but in your community, because we definitely need it in ours. So that's a good principle for everybody to follow.
Awesome.
And to take it away from, it's not a religious holiday. So that's the best thing about it. With it not being a religious holiday, anybody can celebrate. Anybody can celebrate it. You ain't got to worry about baby Black Jesus getting mad because we celebrating something else besides his birthday. So that's a good thing. So unity, I mean, I think we all can agree that unity is what's needed in our community. Correct?
Right.
It's needed everywhere. It's just that's a good human thing.
So look, I'm all for the fun, but I would rather, realistically, if I had little kids, I'd rather have them believing in that holiday. Kwanzaa sounds like a principled holiday, right? I'd rather have them believe in that than when they go to bed, some white man gonna stuff himself down the chimney and eat the cookies, blow out the candle, and leave presents. And then fly away in a sled. I don't need that, man. If you put that in your kid's brain, do you know what you got to deal with after that? That's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, because it's gonna be terrible when they finally realize there's no Santa Claus.
Thanks.
Now that's the first part. Be like, hold up, because I know for me, I watch my dad and aunts bring the gifts into the house. Oh, they bringing them in.
Yeah.
Ain't no damn Santa Claus. And I'm at about 4 or 5 in. I'm like, they just be lying.
When I grew up, when I was about 8 or 9, my mom was, I was probably 6. I was like, Mom, how Santa gonna ain't no chimneys in the hood, so how he gonna get the gifts in? You know, I just need to make some sense to make some sense, man. I just need something to make some sense. Because it's crazy. I was a really smart little kid. So it's like, Mom, I'm not understanding this, Mom. I mean, so this fat, and it's like, she just looked at me. I was like, so a fat white dude gonna come to the project and come down chimneys he got gifts. And everybody gonna get him. If he come through here with some gifts, he gonna get got. In the middle of the night, ain't no white dude walking through here with no, I don't get this, Mom. And she's like, you think it too hard on. I was like, I'm just trying to make it make sense.
Yeah.
So it was like after that, she's like, well, we ain't doing crystals no more. I'm just like, because this dude right here, he ain't going for it. Because I'm like, if he come through the door, it's gonna be some problems. It's gonna be some problems through that door, because we know what happened if that door open in the middle of the night. Somebody getting hit with a frying pan.
Right. I used to think about that too, because I'm like, I'm in the hood too. I'm like, Santa ain't coming in this house, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not happening because he gonna get stabbed, he gonna get shot. Something gonna happen to Santa if he come up in here. He ain't gonna finish his route that night. You know
right. We got 4 locks on the door. How you getting in? It's like this ain't what's up. I'm trying to figure this whole thing out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And Robert, we start the healing by in my mind. I'm gonna let the other guys talk. We gotta stop pushing. We gotta stop pushing fallacy. I mean, everybody keeps saying we're gonna keep it 100, keep it 100, but then we go out and push. We go out and push myths that to me serve us no purpose. Like I said, I'm all for buying your kids gifts when they deserve them, but do we have to let somebody else tell us when it's time? Your birthday. That's sure. Everybody on their birthday should get a present. That's me because that's your personal day. Like I say, I haven't celebrated Valentine's in forever because I don't see the purpose of it. If I'm good to my woman year round, why should this one day be so important? It's like, roses cost $9, except for Valentine's Day. They $40, $50. It's like, so if I met a woman who wanted that, see, to me, I would let her go because I already know she don't care about my money. Everything goes up like 200-300% for Valentine's Day. And why? Why? Oh, because everybody else getting them. So we following the crowd. So at some point we have got to be more intentional about how we move, and we got to be more educational. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with emotions, but your emotions should never make you financially stupid. They should never make you financially stupid, because we're not gonna buy our kids. And it's the crazy part. Most people don't spend as much on kids' birthdays as they do on Christmas. And the birthday is truly their special day. But I'm like, damn, on Christmas, they get 10, 15, 20 gifts. On their birthday, they get 2 gifts. It's like, damn, really? Really?
Yeah.
Which one should be more important? So, I mean, but like I said, that's just my take on it. Every family has to do what's best for them. And sometimes we have to, like as Neil said, sometimes we got to disconnect from the matrix. People who don't do what you do, because I don't want my daughter growing up around a bunch of people who was getting a bunch of gifts, because now she's trying to figure out why they're getting all these gifts and she ain't. And we're not going to have this conversation where these other parents are lying about this white dude or the black dude with the beard who breaking into people's house and dropping shit off. Because I want to teach her the right thing, but I can't teach her the right thing if I'm pushing fantasy. I mean, when we watch Disney, she knows Disney is a cartoon. She knows that Cinderella doesn't exist. She knows that 101 Dalmatians is bullshit. Santa Claus is bullshit. So why not say, hey, this is who Santa Claus is. It's something that they do, but he doesn't exist. So don't think you won't ever see him. You go to the mall and see him like you can go to Disney and see Elsa. Elsa is not a real person. Goofy is not a real person. Donald Duck, not a real person. We can do this without busting their bubble if we introduce them to reality in the beginning, because then they don't get this. They can still have the fantasies of little kids. Mm-hmm. We just can't push other crazy stuff and make fantasies be real. No, you can let them have hope. You can let them have invisible friends, because they're gonna do this shit anyway. But we can't. I just don't see promoting this. But go ahead. What else? What else I got, gentlemen?
All right. So the next principle is imani, which means faith. And faith is definitely not religious. Right. It's just having something, I guess more so to look forward to believe in, that you can, if you dream it, you can achieve it. So that's actually another good principle.
Yep.
Better to have principles than 3 wise men walking through the desert.
How wise are they if they're walking through the desert?
Right.
Why they ain't got a car?
Why they ain't got camels?
But they had gifts.
Right.
But they had no camel. They should have bought a camel instead of gifts.
Yeah. They should have been taking care of home.
Yeah, that's true. But like I say, still non-religious, but having faith is actually a good thing.
Right. And if you got it, because again, y'all know I'm not religious, but I don't shit on anybody's faith. Whatever it takes to get you through the day, that's fine. But if your faith intrudes on my beliefs, then we have a problem. Because like I said, if you want to pray, I'm gonna let you pray. I'm gonna hold your hand. I'm gonna stand in the circle with you. But don't look at me and tell me I gotta bow my head to. That's too much, Blair. I'm just doing this out of respect. Don't push it. Oh, you don't believe? Listen. This is your prayer. I ain't gotta believe nothing that you're doing. Let's respect. Because don't your book say something about to thine own self be true and don't judge others? And it's like I hate when you gotta tell Christians, and Christians up to me, they're the worst at this. And I ain't blaming y'all Christians. I'm just saying Christians tend to be a little bit more aggressive. I want y'all to have fun with this. What's the biggest threat to America? White Christian nationalists. It's always that. Who was the biggest threat to black people? The KKK, which was supposed to be Christians. So it's always been an issue. But as Mo was talking about earlier, it's crazy how we subscribe to the Christian way of things when a lot of this is against us. What was Nat Turner about? When he was teaching them the Bible and all of a sudden he rebelled and all these other things. Like I said, and we ain't gonna get into that right now. I'm just saying we got to be more intentional about what we teach our kids, what we teach our friends, what we teach our neighbors, because as G.I. Joe said, once you know better, you can do better. And knowing is half the battle. Kiki Westbrook, what's crack-a-lacking? So, and that's all. I just want us to be more intentional about what we do, because we can educate and still have fun. We can still have fun.
Yeah.
And we can have, there's a kiddie fun and there's an adult fun. So we can still do these things and we can still be financially responsible, because shit, like I say, we can get together and do a whole lot. We just don't have to overdo it and end up sacrificing all this stuff. So now you got all these pretty toys and you're getting put out in February because you overspent, or you put on your credit card at 28%. You spend $1,000 and 28% interest is shit. It's $280 a month. $280 a month, and you paying the minimum, which is $15. You're gonna be paying this Christmas off for like fucking 12 years. And it's just insanity to me.
True.
So Okay, so go ahead with the other. Because I'm waiting for him to pronounce 3 of them. So because I know what he's doing. He's taking
it's good now.
He's taking the easy stuff first. He ain't going in the right order.
Well, that's how they put them.
Go ahead. What's the next one?
Kujichagulia. Let's say it in the right way.
Kujichagulia. You was told. I'm gonna give you that one.
Kujichagulia.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah. Self-determination. That's, we have to. That's the principle we all should have to live by. Self-determination. Be determined to be the best person that you can possibly be. And to your community.
And it encourages you to take charge of your own life and destiny. Have a sense of personal responsibility and empowerment. That's what we got to start doing. That's what we have to start doing. Who you trying to help, Kitty? I'm broke. Who you trying to help?
Pronounce that word.
Well, that's what she said. She wish she
help me pronounce that word.
And to me, like I said, I'm gonna let him finish. But when you look at the principles to me say more than anything else. When you look at what they're doing, and he talked about Umoja, the first one, which is the unity, and it emphasizes the importance of togetherness and solidarity among individuals and groups. This to me is, if we started doing more of this, just think how truly great we could be if we started promoting togetherness and solidarity. Not thinking the same thing, but Marq has this way of thinking, Mo has this way of thinking, DVP got this way of thinking, but we're still unified. We're not trying to tear each other down. Everybody can be an individual, but we still all together. To me, that's just that one is just like, damn, how do you get around that one? And like I say, if you look at them, if you just pull up the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, If anybody can sit there and tell me that these don't make sense and how they can make us great, I would love to hear that conversation, because they're not paragraphs, they're just a couple of sentences, but they're so powerful. And again, to me, the most important thing is it was created by a black man, even though he was a convict. But when you're in prison, you got a lot of time to think about shit. These just make sense. Go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you good. Like I say, and then Ujima.
Oh, Todd, which one you looking at? Because they're almost two of them almost thing.
With the M2As, UJ.
Okay, yeah, that's Ujima. My bad. I was looking at Ujima.
Yeah, Ujima.
Right.
Cooperative economics. Coming together. Pulling our economics together.
That's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen for us, man. I'm gonna tell you.
And this is yours, Mo. To build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. This principle promotes economic self-sufficiency and encourages supporting local Black-owned businesses. You talk about that a whole lot.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Those principles are, man, they're like a blueprint for a better black world. I'll just put it that way. I ain't gonna say Black America, but a better Black world if we follow those principles.
That's it. You the economics, man. You know that we thrive on having having a thriving economy, which we had with Black Wall Street and some of the other places that we no longer have, or the way we had it prior to desegregation.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna expand on this, but I'll just tell you, even Black Wall Street was funded by, white companies. But yeah, I'm not gonna expand on it. People, do your research, but I still believe that the idea was good, but the funding was still take the money outside of the community. The way it was funded. Yeah.
Well, we'll have that conversation on that topic on another day.
Yep.
But that's good information. And I guess since he want to go fast, Ujima.
Just UJIMA,
Ujima. Collective work and responsibility.
Man, these things are the bomb, man.
Hey, I'm glad I did this little research because it got me thinking that is actually much better.
That's the bomb.
The only thing about it is it's done for 7 days.
Yeah, because we got to get started somewhere, and that's all it's doing is trying to get us to get started into accepting what it is. Because again, and I like reading because I'm so loving this section. But the principle of it is to build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters' problem our problems and to solve them together. This highlights the importance of collaboration and mutual support within the community. And Kitty, you was just talking about this. It promotes collaboration. I mean, hell, look at this show. This show is Ujima in effect because these brothers are working. We're working together. We are collaborating. We got mutual support. They bring stuff. I bring stuff. This is all, even though the show is titled what it's titled, these brothers know I've been trying to get them to help me do the show, and I let them bring stuff to the show because, Kitty, we can all be competitive. And we should all be competitive, but the competition should be in a good way. I want these brothers to be better. Mark started off talking shit, and he just admitted it. Doing some of this made him think about other things. Because Mark don't want to do homework, but when you're getting educated, and we laugh and joke about a lot of things, but there's nothing like when that light come on and you learn some shit, and you become a little bit more enlightened than you were the day before. Because now you can share knowledge, and that's something nobody can ever take from you. They can never ever take what you know. And while they sitting there, we talking about this, and that. Once we become a team, what can stop us? What can stop us? Like I said, we don't always have to agree because we all bring something different to the table. You're talking to 3 different Black men, 3 different age groups. We all got our own opinion. It's some shit we don't agree on sometimes. But again, the reason they're here is because we can all respectfully disagree and still honor the other person's opinion, whether we like it or not. I did, Yolanda. This should be in your inbox. And that's why, when I wanted to do this section, I know I know a little bit about Marq, and that's why I wanted to be Marq's section, because Marq has said a couple of things. Like, we joke and laugh all the time, but building us up is so simple. And if we start, as you say, Marq, it's only 1 week, but if we start one day at a time, just introducing it, and you do it, and you got to do it with your family and kids, and you practice it, then it just it starts becoming second nature. Because nothing says you have to stop. Nothing says you have to stop. But you got to get introduced to it to understand it. If you never get introduced to it, then how do you know about it? So this is why I particularly do love Kwanzaa, the whole concept of it, because it's the foundation. Once you get it started, you can start building great communities. Then we get to the second half of the show, or the next portion. Then we start talking about how to redo Black Wall Street. If we incorporate these 7 principles, what's to stop us from building another Black Wall Street or another Tulsa, Oklahoma? What's to stop us? This is all we got to do. So, go ahead, sir.
That is true. That is true. Working collective. The next one is, we'll start with Kumba, which is creativity, which we all are creative in some shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah, that comes. So Mark, I just want to make a comment on that one, because like you said, that comes with the black package. But what doesn't come with the black package is the ability to harness and utilize that creativity. That's the part that I guarantee that fosters.
Yeah, that is true, because we have to come together and be creative collectively, and understanding what is collectively what would be best, using this, using our creative thoughts. And I think that's what we may fall short as well, as one person having a good idea. Well, let me slow back up. Everybody has great ideas to themselves. So their creativity is, I came up with this idea, it's the best thing ever. I learned a while back that yes, you do have a great idea, but it takes people like DVP and Mo, their creativity, to bring it together with mine, and we come up with an amazing idea. Being creative and making this thing work, because like I said, we all creative. It's just coming together and taking our creativity to a whole nother level.
And when you look at the principle, and the first phrase is the best one, it says to do as much as we can in the way we can. See, and that's what's important, because we're talking about individual creativity. You don't have to be like me. Bring your best to the table. I'm gonna bring my best to the table. Mo's gonna bring his best to the table, and we bring as much as we can in the way we can, in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than when we inherited it. This is how we encourage innovation and creativity and improving the community. See, you ain't got to have the best idea. You just need to have a good idea. And as Marq said, when you bring a good idea to the table and you got other creative people, you can make this good idea become a great idea, because you're taking other things from it. Ain't no need to shoot nobody's idea down, because they're doing the best they can from their perspective. How do we make this better? Because I may not like Marq's idea, but if it makes sense and I make it better, and we talk like this, guess what? Now me and Marq are teammates, and he's a willing teammate, as opposed to like he's saying, nah, that ain't a smart idea. It is. It may need some retuning. Yeah. Sometimes DVP come up with some crazy shit, and more say something. It's like, oh, so this we do. We can't be afraid of being getting it retuned to a better idea, and we can't shoot down people's idea who we don't think at our level, because as they say, even dummies come up with some good shit sometimes. You just figure out how to make it better, because this is how we do it. Now, this is where people just come up to me and say, hey, man, what about this? I'm like, well, shit, I ain't never think about that. Okay, let's work on it. What do you think? Go do this. And like I said, this is just how we do stuff. And, I'm going to have to find another word for Marq, but it comes in the form of doing research for yourself, because I could have did this. Because I've done it before. But now that Marq has done it, Marq can talk better about it now. He don't have to repeat what he heard DVP say. He's read some things. Now he can carry on a conversation about why this would be good for him and his circle. He ain't got to say, well, DVP said this. He read it for himself. Nobody can take that from him. And he's already said how he learned some stuff. So now, whether we know it or not, when we learn stuff, guess what we do? We feel a little bit more confident about ourselves. We got a little bit more self-assurance. And that's why I like doing these things. That's why, when people challenge me with stuff and I got 3-4 pages open because I can click stuff, I want us to come with factual stuff so we got something to fall back on. Go ahead, sir. Man. You rocking the show. We're gonna have to name the show Random Thoughts with Marq. I might have to cancel me and Mo section.
Nah, that could you sitting up here getting me homework. Hey, Marq, check out this. You know, hey,
you brought up the holiday stuff, sir. You brought it up, so
took me back to 225, but it's good. You know, it's good. 225. But the last one is Nia, which is purpose. We all have a purpose. We all have a purpose. Once you find your purpose, follow it. I follow mine. My purpose is to impact others. And that's what I do every chance I get. Even though I'm foolish 95% of the time.
98.
99. And 1%, I'll be serious. 1%. 99% of the time I'm foolish, but that 1%, I'm gonna drop some knowledge on you. But that's the thing. And when I say purpose, doing things intentionally with your purpose. So if we take that back and find our purpose to build us, our family, then extend out to our community, man, it's like I say, nothing can stop us. We just got to figure it out, but we have to do it with small groups. Take small groups, like-minded people, and then just bring others in to the fold, and we keep growing.
And I'm gonna say we don't even really need like-minded people. We just need open-minded people.
Open-minded.
And that's why I'm a fan of Marq. You take it to your group. Mo, you take it to your group. I'm gonna take it to my group. Then when we start meeting together, we can. I'm gonna let Marq talk to my group. I'm gonna talk to Marq. I'm gonna talk to Mo's group. Mo gonna talk to my group. See, now we can just start exchanging because we got people who want to listen. Because sometimes getting like-minded people is cool, but who are you teaching? Because if they already like-minded, they're doing some of the work themselves. And this is where we have to be a little bit more intentional about going outside of our circles, our own little space. Because, like I said, I love these gentlemen, but it's only so much that I can tell them that they're gonna resist because we're already like-minded. I mean, we give each other hell, but we're gonna still be here. But they're not the group I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get the group who isn't there yet. We just talked about the purpose to make our collective, and that's what we got to get to, not individual. To make our collective vocation the building and development of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. This principle focuses on setting goals that benefit the community, and working together toward achieving them as a collective. So if it makes the community better, the head is heavy that wears the crown. The king cannot be concerned about the king all the time. The king has got to be concerned about the kingdom. So when we're going to claim royalty, everything we do should be in pursuit of a better kingdom, not a better household, a better kingdom. And once we do that, then we're great together. But these 7 principles, you did all 7 of them, right?
Yeah, I did all 7.
Okay, yeah, I was trying to count. These 7 principles, individually, they're great. As a group, these 7 are fucking phenomenal. And even if you just take one, I would love to do one a week and turn it to so now we covered almost 2 months of just doing things, and it becomes a habit. Find somebody, teach somebody something, work with somebody on something, get somebody to work with you. I said to me that was kind of what I was doing with the show when I'm saying, hey, come on the show. Marq started watching a little bit more. I'm like, shit, Marq, why don't you come and be a co-host? You always here. I don't need to sit in the cheap seats and talking in the comment section. Come on, shit, you here, you stand for 2 hours, you might as well come on here. Don't worry about what you bring. When you bring you as a collective, we'll make the show better because we all coming from a different perspective. Mo, come on here and teach some of this money stuff. Come do this. Come, let's talk about this. Come talk about how we need to learn how to read and how we can do books. Joe ain't here yet, but Joe always giving us some books to read and telling us some information. This is what we do as a collective, because now everybody's bringing something to the table, and we're trying to make the whole community better. Robert got a show. I've been on his show. He's been on my show. We want to see who got the most guests, but I ain't gonna never say nothing bad about Robert's show. Robert will tell you that I have called him and told him how great the show was. I ain't post this shit. I call him, man, you're doing a good job. Keep it up, because that's what we should be doing. Not trying to tear each other down. Promote him. Mo been on Robert's show. Because Rob he's a co-host still, but that's a whole nother subject. But Mo been on there. But this is what we do. We help people out, and to do this is what we got to do. I'm gonna say something to Kitty right quick. because this is when this is this is when you're too smart. This is when you got to watch your kid. When we was doing the whole Easter thing, I was like, Mom, I'm smart. I say, so I'm not understanding this Easter egg hunt, Mom, because rabbits don't lay eggs. What do you tell your kid when you what do you tell your kids looking for rabbit eggs? Rabbits don't lay eggs, so now I got to be stupid because I learned that rabbits don't lay eggs. So it's like, to me, it's almost like they give us crazy shit and want us to push it on our kids, but we keeping it a buck, we keeping it 100. A rabbit that lay eggs, make it make sense. Hey, April, see, that's who I was talking about earlier. See, I'm up, April. I'm above ground. I'm doing better. Thank you for checking on me. Thank you for checking on me. You don't know how much I appreciate that. All right, so y'all got any questions about Kwanzaa? Because like I said, we here to educate and have fun. But education is just the main source. Because what's the purpose of just having fun if we're gonna still be, for lack of a better word, ignorant?
Yeah, no, those are some good principles, man. And that's I think it's even better to incorporate principles into holiday festivities, because you get double the information out of that holiday. You get some principles, you get, probably give gifts along with that, maybe something meaningful, you learn not to overextend yourself, etc. That's awesome.
And
yeah. Man, that is true. That we let our kids in the spirit of fun, but it's just a tradition that we were taught, we passed it down, and I think now we're becoming more open-minded and realizing that was all bull, and it makes absolutely zero sense. So a lot of people are changing from those ways of teaching this tradition and starting to be honest about it, or not celebrating them.
And you're right. Millionaire parents are the first to lie to their children, and then tell their children not to lie. That is, and we talked about this before with the whole. If you read the Bible, and the Bible has a description of a dude with bronze skin and gold and white nappy hair. So who is this blue-eyed blonde dude that most of us saw on our mantle? From parents and grandparents who swore they read the Bible, and it's like, I don't want people to be mad at them, but let's stop claiming that white people misled us. Our grandparents misled us. Our parents misled us. Our churches misled us, because on the church that I went to growing up, on that little stained glass window, there was a white dude with blue eyes and blonde hair. So I'm like, that book doesn't describe this dude. So where did y'all get him from? Where did y'all get him from? And nobody will ever say where he came from. Nobody. But everybody read the book 2, 3, 4 times. So the book ain't changed. Even in the edited versions, King James, New James, Philip, them, the same description. So where did this blue-eyed guy come from? So I don't want y'all to go around smacking your mom and grandmama and tell them they lied to you, but they lied to us. So we shouldn't lie to our kids. We shouldn't. Give them some choices, let them read books. I wouldn't say read that one, but let them read some books and let them make their own informed decisions and have open conversations with them. Like I said, I'm not against Christians. If Christianity makes you a better person, then all for it. But if Christianity makes you judgmental and you keep trying to tell me that I'm gonna go to hell or whatever, then I got no use for you, because you're really just pushing a narrative that's false, because you don't want to read. Well, the preacher said this, so-and-so said this. Did you read anything? And like I say, see, now when somebody try to walk up to Marq and start talking about Kwanzaa, Marq can speak from a point of intelligence. He don't have to sit there and guess or hear BS and go from this. Well, Kwanzaa this. Marq can say, no, I read him. This ain't what Kwanzaa say. Kwanzaa says this, this, and this. And then he gonna find out who is open to listening. Because the ones who ain't trying to hear it, they just go by what they said, they don't want to talk. It's kind of like when you talk to black people and they keep talking about Uncle Tom. And I ask them, did you read the book? Uncle Tom was the good guy. I hate when y'all keep saying stop being Uncle Tom. We want Uncle Tom. You don't want Sambos. I hate that, but we keep saying Uncle Tom because we've heard other people say it. Read the book. Read the book. And then quit saying Uncle Tom like it's a bad thing. Because when you call me Uncle Tom, I know what it means. So I'm taking it as a pat on the back. Oh, but you're trying to insult me by telling me something good. That makes no sense. Oh, you don't even realize when you're being insulted. No, you don't realize when you're being stupid. I read the book, so I know. So, and like I said, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just want to add to what you were just saying about the Uncle Tom, because I think a lot of people get it twisted also. I just want to add this as a quick comment, and that is that a lot of people think, I'm not saying they're wrong, but this is what they think. They think Malcolm X was a gangster, Martin Luther King was a sucker. Look at your history, folks. Martin Luther King was not a sucker, man. That dude stood 10 toes down in spaces where most of us would be scared to stand 10 toes down. And y'all see how he left this earth. He wasn't being no sucker when he left this earth, was he? So get that straight, y'all. Get that straight.
And again, if you do your history, do it. You'll find out that, how they started is not how they ended, because somewhere in the middle, they flipped. Malcolm became a whole lot more peaceful, and Martin became a whole lot more aggressive. Read. Don't let just people tell you. It's cute that we think, Martin was this. We always see the picture with Malcolm and the AK-47, but that's not how he ended up. Malcolm ended up a really peaceful dude. He started off as a gangster, but you gotta remember, he also started off as a felon. He was a pimp. He was this. Know your history. When you know it, you can speak better about it. And it's funny because if you ask people, who does anybody remember who Malcolm ever slapped or hit? So why y'all keep acting like Malcolm was going around just thugging? He wasn't. He can't. In today's society, Malcolm would be a punk because he traveled with a shitload of people. He ain't never sure about himself. Never. And if y'all was smart about it, y'all would never show it by yourself. You get more respect when you come in masses. Malcolm scared people because he could unite us. He could get us to dress up nice and come and stand there and not be aggressive. Just seeing all these people got him a lot of what he wanted. But there was no fighting. But he showed up 100 strong. So anyway, that's that. So, but the thing is, do your research. Quit letting people tell you stuff. Read and check it for yourself. Now, as we talked about the principal. Damn, it's 7:15. Mark, you was bomb. I'm gonna have to send you a gift card. As we talk about the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, and we drift over to where I'm gonna let Mo have the show now. If we get the 7 principles of Kwanzaa down and we make them part of our life, why can't we recreate Tulsa or Black Wall Street? Why can't we? There's a blueprint. Mo, do your thing.
Yeah, so to that question, why can't we recreate it? Well, I think we know. I think most of us probably know why, because once you get in the ivory tower, that's not your goal anymore. And when you're in the ivory tower, your goal is to flex. So all the black folks with the money in the ivory tower, that's all they're doing. They're flexing and living their lives. They're not really, their main interest is not really coming down to the poor and middle class level to help people out. That's not their primary goal. All right. So to recreate a Black Wall Street, which really, if you do your research, which really was funded by white constituency. But to really recreate Black Wall Street would take people with means, people with huge means in order to do that. So and also purpose. We need means and purpose. And right now, as we sit, I can't really think of anybody who would stand up and do that. Now, so outside of that, the people will have to do it themselves. So maybe we can't go right to Black Wall Street, but what we do is start little small grassroots campaigns and start building up towards that. Those are the only ways that I know. If y'all know other ways, I'd like to hear about them, because being in this, trying to figure this economics out, how the economics in America works out, it's complex deliberately. So that's what I say about it. That's how I leave it, DVP.
What you got, Mark?
I do agree. And I think the people that have the means wouldn't want to do it because they could.
Right.
It's one of them things that some of the more influential and black people with the financial backing that can do it will run their money to another country versus helping the ones that's right here. And it's the thing also, if we were to try to get that, it'll be our own people coming to make sure that they can find something bad about what we're doing.
Oh yeah.
So it won't, it'll truly be Black Wall Street, and I don't deal, this is why I don't deal with black businesses.
In fact, I gotta mention this, DVP. That's I agree with that 100%, Mark, but I gotta mention this, DVP. In fact, Killer Mike, I'll be remiss if I don't mention this. Killer Mike came on. He advertised that we should work with Greenwood Bank, right? Put your money in Greenwood Bank. I looked up. Yeah, he laughed because he already know.
I know too.
I was excited as hell. I was like, oh my God, it's a black bank, man. I can put my money in there. I can help my people and get interest and just I'll be part of the movement, right? Man, I went and did some research. First of all, I ain't gonna make this long. First of all, it's not even a bank.
Tech company.
Second of all, it's backed by a bunch of white folks, right? And so I don't know what Killer Mike was doing, but whatever he was doing, it was 100% wrong. 100% wrong.
Okay, and that's a subject I swore to stay away from because when I went in the first time, because we have mutual friends, and it's like you can't argue facts. You can't argue facts. I don't care how much you like somebody. Facts are facts. Because I did do the search, I did do the research on, because I was gonna open up an account, and then I start reading the reviews. Then I start going to the fine print. Oh, so one, it's not our bank. It's not our bank. It's actually backed by some white banks. It's actually backed by white people. Mm-hmm. You guys was just paid. Killer Mike, Andrew Young, I forgot who else. Y'all are paid to be figureheads to pull us over. So yeah, in my word, y'all are phonies. Y'all are phonies. Y'all are doing this for financial compensation. There's nothing. When you ask, what did they do for the black community? How many scholarships have they done? How many book bag drives have they done? What black communities are they helping? Everybody get ghost and quiet, because there are quite a few people who signed up for this. Quite a few, thinking they was going to be doing some good. And this is one of the things that I truly hated, and I hated to be the bearer of bad news. Like I said, because I was ready to go over. But I read it and I was like, this is all BS. All BS. And it's like, well, Killer Mike this, Killer Mike that. And I ain't gonna make this no Killer Mike rant. But when Killer Mike's candidate didn't win, did you hear from him again? Did he say anything about any other candidate? Have you heard Killer Mike say anything about your current president? So who is Killer Mike really for? Who is he really for? He may drop a couple of nice, great baselines. Well, who is Killer Mike for? That's all I'm saying. You know, him and T.I., they got great discounts on buying property in the hood that they turned around and did nothing with. I've been hearing about this T.I. affordable housing for the past 5 years, but I don't know about who's there. I don't even know about who know where it is. But they put somebody in front of us with a great baseline, and all of a sudden, we're just supposed to run and jump. You know, we did the thing with the boycott and Target. I talked about the founders of Black Lives Matter, how they were perpetrators. They weren't in it for us. If you're gonna do something for Black Lives Matter, do it for your local chapter. But the chapter that founded, the lady had told Walmart that she could get black people to stop going there unless they gave her a position. This is all documented now. So she was trying to be on the Walmart board of directors, showing how she could manipulate black people not to go there. And listen, do what you want to do, but I'm gonna stand by what I said. 9 times out of 10, when you go to Walmart, you don't see nothing but black people working there. So why are we boycotting these places that we know hurt black people? They hurt black people. But they ain't doing this. I don't give a shit what they ain't doing. Walmart, all 3 of us can have a business. All 3 of us can have a successful business. I guarantee you, we cannot hire as many black people as Walmart is hiring. We can't give the benefits that Walmart is giving. So who's doing more damage to black people? I got 4 people at my company. 3 of mine are relatives. Mo got people work for his company, mostly relatives. Mark got people working for his company, mostly relatives and friends, and they don't even live in a community. So why are we boycotting places that help us? Because we talked about, I think, Mark, you said you knew of one, but how many truly black stores do we have in the hood? First thing, And out of the black stores that are in the hood, if we're being honest, how many of them are affordable?
Yeah.
Because you go to these little corner stores, these little Arizona that cost $1 or 99 cents, in these little corner stores, they got the new cans now where they can charge you $2. But go to a white store, they still gonna say 99 cents. So why would I want to go to the local store? Oh, they rent's higher. So how is that my problem? My rent higher too. So you want me to help pay your rent? You don't even live in this neighborhood. And that's why when we look at the 7 principles, it is about doing stuff in the community. So if we can dedicate this, again, group economics. How about we buy a strip mall as opposed to renting one? We buy one together, we can control the rent. So now we can make things lower price and we can get the community to come in. And this is where we just have to stop being so greedy and selfish. So this is where we got to start doing things collective and talking and making things better and seeing who can do what. Because guess what? And I'm just using this as an example. I may have the money for this. And we trying to do this as collective. Marq ain't got the money I got, but Marq got the time to run it for me. This is where we work as a unit. We don't have to worry about who got the most this. We're trying to figure out who can do what. And this is how we become a collective. It ain't about who got the most. And that's why we got to stop being competitive. Well, we're going to let DVP do this because he got the money. Marq can do this because he got the time. Mo can do this because he has the resources for this. And this is where we have to let people be the best them that they can be. Don't be the best me. Let Marq be the best Marq can be. And we can start doing more together. And then we can start moving up. But we gotta adopt that concept. Because for the life of me, and when I gave it to Mo, I was like, Mo smart than me, he can come up with this. For the life of me, nobody can tell me why we don't have another Black Wall Street. There's a blueprint. With all these people who got money, and not just the famous people, why don't we have one somewhere? Why do we keep talking about Tulsa and what year was it burned down, Mo?
Oh man, I don't know.
It was a long time ago. Why we ain't built another one? It ain't like we ain't had the resources.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah,
it ain't like we ain't had them.
Yeah, and we got. I could probably. I don't know the numbers. I haven't done the research, but I could guarantee we got more millionaires, billionaires now than we had back then.
Right, but it's like when they tell us something, they tell us how to hurt each other. I ain't knocking churches, but I am. How many churches giving out low interest loans to people at risk? All you gotta do is extend the home loan. Let them put their home up as collateral. But when granting them can't afford it, why these churches ain't stepping up? But they want you to donate to them so they can go to Africa and spread the word of God. Well, you can spread the word of God on Old National. You can spread the word of God on Moreland Avenue. You really got to go to Ghana to do this? And you want my money while my grandmama's struggling? Y'all can do this. Y'all making all this money. And it's like, at some point, ladies and gentlemen, we got to start holding people accountable for real. Not just turning our head and walking away from it. We got to start holding people accountable who want to be our leaders. What are you doing for this? What are you doing for that? Before I'm going to tell you to say, hey, let's boycott Walmart. No, let's go to Walmart and tell them they need to hire more Black people. Let's tell them that I don't give a damn about what's on their board of directors. I really don't, because we talking about, if they're on the board of directors, we talking about somebody who makes 6 figures. Let's talk about grassroots. Hey, this Target in our neighborhood, y'all need to have a Black gym. Y'all need to have some Black store managers. Let's push for those things. Why do I care what the district manager? The district manager making $300,000. He not in our league. He not. But the store manager who making 30, 40, 50, that's somebody we can get from us. But I don't need to boycott and stop going. Let's just go and demand stuff. Say, hey, until y'all change y'all hiring practices locally, we're not gonna do this y'all no more.
And let me add this. You mentioned the church, and I'll say, so people go to church. I don't have nothing wrong with religious people. You want to go to church, that's on you. But what I am going to say is it's a central point where a lot of Black folks meet. And so if you ever wanted to do collective economics, that's where you do it, because you already given a tithe, right? So what can you imagine if the preacher said, hey, listen, we want all of us to invest into this, into a pool of money. We invest that money, and we all, it's a collective investing process here, and we all benefit from that, and we grow from here. Instead of give me the money, get a church your money, and then the church will do what it will with it. That I would respect the church more if they did, collective economics. That's my opinion.
What you got, Mark?
That's a good thought. I was gonna say, just like Robert said, their affordable housing is what a Kmart used to be on Bankhead, where they open all these units at. But the key thing is, what is affordable housing? Because that varies from household to household.
Man, Mark, I'm sorry to interrupt you, man, but I gotta jump in here because every time I hear that term, think about the point of saying affordable housing. Just think about that. Just stop right there. Right? Yeah, it don't make no
sense.
Why you gotta have what does that mean? Affordable housing. So does that mean what that really means is that the system in the world is corrupt and is trying to price people out. That's when I hear that, that's what I hear. I don't know about y'all, but that term gets on my nerves, affordable housing. Listen, say what it is. Say what it is and stop using that term, or just be fair about it, economically across the board. Affordable housing makes no sense.
Well, it means we know we getting over on y'all, so we're gonna give y'all some cheap shit. That's what it means.
No.
That's what it means.
But it still ain't quote unquote. It depends on who's it's affordable for.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I was talking to somebody, and they was talking about the prices of rent. And I said, what's really crazy about this rent thing is, if I've been owning the property for 5, 6, 7 years, ain't none of this affected me and my mortgage. So why is my mortgage going up? Why am I raising the rents on people? Why? Now, April is introducing me to another. April trying to find me a quad because I want a quad. So if I buy a quad today, the rent's going to be a little bit higher because I just bought it. But had I bought the quad 5, 6, 7 years ago, there wouldn't have been no need for me to raise people rent because my mortgage didn't go up. If anything, my property value went up, and it actually could go down. So it's like, I truly do understand business. Everybody got greedy. That's why we lost affordable housing. That's why it became such a thing, because these apartment complexes, ain't none of them new. So why did they rents go up? All of them been here. Now, if you move into one of these new places here, you might have to pay a little bit more because, hey, they under a different financing system. But damn,
that makes sense.
So, but these are the things that when we got these leaders, let's call these people out. Let's call out T.I. Let's call out Killer Mike. If y'all gonna do this, then yeah, because when the Greenwood Bank started, you know how long ago that was. So they truly should have some housing that reflects prices of 7 years ago. Because they did this when Killer Mike started, when Hillary was running. So that was what, 12 years ago?
Yeah.
16? So they should have some 2-3 bedrooms that you could get for under $1,200. But they don't. They're capitalists. They got a nice baseline, so we put up with them. And that's part of the black mindset that we gotta stop. And I'm saying, I ain't here to jump on them, but even when it comes to business and doing work with each other, every time I see, and again, I ain't picking on nobody, but everybody run out and buying a Shador Sanders jersey. You know Shador's a millionaire. But y'all won't support your local school district. We got a thing about making millionaires more millions, but when it comes to supporting our neighborhood, our friends, we want to keep them at 100 airs. Because what are you going to do with a $200 football jersey for a millionaire? But I'm showing my support. You don't need your fucking support. Who needs your support is Marq. Is Marq when he's coaching their dog. They need more equipment for public schools. Who needs more support is the lunch lady at Doug, because they got students who still can't afford to pay for their reduced meals. But you'd rather support a millionaire. That to me is insanity amongst us. We want to buy Yeezy shoes. You gotta be shitting me. But you won't support something local because again, we look for popularity. If we start incorporating the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, and everything we do is to make our community better, this shit is a no-brainer. What's up, Ron? My apologies. But this shit is a no-brainer when we start trying to build our own communities. Because even if all of us bought a house and we don't live in the community no more, we wouldn't mind going back and shopping and going back because we still got friends there. we don't want to shop there because the prices are crazy.
True.
The prices are crazy. So no, I'm still gonna go to Walmart because I can get more for my dollar because it's still about being financially sound. Well, you got to help the small businessman. No, I don't got to help shit. I still got my family to feed. I still got me to feed. So while I'm helping Mark and getting him with his overpriced shit, oh, I'm getting hungry. I'm starving. Mark going back to his neighborhood, he ain't gonna feed me. And it's like we don't get that, and we try to shame each other for that. When we start doing the black business thing, yeah, let's hold each other to a higher standard. Stop trying to come in and sell bullshit stuff and tell me why I should pay more for it. Stop comparing the shoes that you're making to Jordans. They're not Jordan. So you coming in, Mark got a nice brand. He trying to get started. Well, most of us hurt each other. Mark creating these shoes. Before Mark get a following, Mark always wanted to try to shame me about buying Jordans, which are worth something. Well, you'll pay $250 for Jordans. Yeah, they're Jordans. I'm not going to pay $250 for some Marks. They ain't worth it. They're not. Mark, you got to start off at $50, $60 and build a brand. It's like we don't understand business, and we keep trying to compare ourselves to big business. We're not a big business. We don't carry what they carry. We don't. Hell, as much as we like this show, we don't have the following. I don't have the following of a Stephen A. Smith. I don't have the following of this, so we can't do the same thing. And we have some great topics sometimes. Sometimes we're teaching y'all some really good shit, but on a good day, I might have 50 people watching the show. Whereas Stephen Smith got 1 million. Shannon Sharp got 1 million. I ain't knocking you for the entertainment value, but what is Shannon Sharp teaching y'all? How is Shannon Sharp improving your life? How is Shannon Sharp making the community better? I ain't knocking him. I'm just using him as an example. Right. Jordan don't even wear his own shoes. But he get paid from them. And like I said, I ain't knocking him because understand the hype. I will never knock Nike because you know what I know Nike does? Nike supports underprivileged schools and neighborhoods. I know this. I've seen them donate stuff. So I'm not going to dog Nike. Another reason that when Mark come with his brand, I'm going to still go with Nike because Nike is doing stuff in underprivileged neighborhoods. I know this for a fact. And we was talking the other day, they're telling people not to shop at Home Depot because Home Depot has ties to Trump and all this and this and this. Well, Mark is from here. Mo ain't from here. But when we had Snowmageddon, guess what store opened up and let people come in and stay the night and kept the heat on? Home Depot. So you'll never get me to boycott Home Depot. Never. Because Home Depot, he didn't have to do that. He paid his workers to stay there, but he told them to open doors and let people in off the highways. You ain't gonna never, ever make me hate Home Depot or Arthur Blank. Because he supported Donald Trump. We all supported some dumb shit. Some of y'all support your rapist cousin. What are you doing for the community? When he did that, because he didn't have to, he won me over. For a whole week, I didn't say nothing bad about the pigeons. Nothing. Because I had to respect what he did. So, we had a whole nother topic. We'll wait to catch that one. We'll wait to catch that one next week. So we doing good with this one. Like I said, and I actually didn't think that the Kwanzaa thing was gonna take so long, but as y'all start commenting, y'all understand them. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna just tell you this: whether you celebrate Kwanzaa or not, represent the principles. Have your Christmas. It's one day. Kwanzaa is 7 days. So for them other days, just try to live them for 7 days. It's a week. We're gonna die for a week. We'll stop smoking for a week. For 1 week, just try the principle of Kwanzaa. Again, I'm gonna post them. I'm gonna post them on my personal page. I'm gonna post them on Random Thought page, on my IG, everywhere, because I do post them. And it's like just get that awareness, and just practice one of them. During that week, yeah, I have intentionally shopped at Black places. They got a whole bunch of Kwanzaa celebration places, and I can honestly say that most of them that I've been to, the prices are affordable. There ain't nobody coming up with no crazy shit trying to charge you $7,000 for a hat. They got really competitive prices. Even if you just buy something from your community, because some of us don't stay in all Black communities, but I still need you to start supporting your community. Your community is where you live. Let's get into that. The more you support your neighborhood, one of my friends, he go out twice a week picking up trash around his neighborhood. How many of us see our neighbors just leaving trash on the thing? It's like, damn, at some point you get tired of it. Every now and then you guys say, hey man, when y'all gonna get that trash up? when y'all get that trash up player, you know, you got to say it in a joking manner, but you got to let them know, hey, I see you ain't holding up your own. Don't fuck up the neighborhood. Just because you black don't mean you got to be hood. Just because you hood don't mean you got to be nasty or messy. I guarantee the three of us are hood. We're hood. We talk shit. We don't speak the Queen's English all the time, but the hood does not define us. But we all got more than just a little bit of hood in us. More than just a little bit. But we ain't trying to let everybody know about how we act that we hood unless it's that time. Don't let your neighbors do that shit to you. Hey man, yo, what's up, man? This is our community. What you doing? Yeah. We gotta make our own community better. One house at a time, one block at a time. This is what we gotta do. And we just gotta, you know, hell, I think how many more weeks we got left? Oh shit, we ain't got but 4. 4. I should have started this long time ago so we could have talked about a principle every week. But we're gonna talk about these. We're gonna talk about these principles until the end of the year. We're gonna talk about what we did to promote one of them. That's what we're gonna do.
I'm with that.
So
come next week, so we'll talk about what we did for each one up until the show after Christmas.
Well, hey, until the New Year, because that's when it lasts.
Yeah, so, to the New Year. Well, to the show after the New Year.
Gentlemen, you violating your own principles. We just said we're gonna live by these. We don't have to stop at the beginning of the year. We keep it going, right?
No, we're gonna talk about it on the show.
I know, but we keep it going, right? You said to the end of the beginning of the year or end of the year. We keep it going, right?
Y'all saw that. Y'all saw that, right? Didn't I tell y'all Mo was the conscious and he be trying to act like he ain't? Mo was the conscious. Mo the one who's supposed to keep us focused.
We're gonna live this. We're gonna every now and then somebody gonna throw something out there and we're gonna talk about it. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay, so makes sense to me.
Yeah, because you know we can't talk. If we ain't gonna be about it, we can't tell you about it. But like I said, these are things that I've always done, you know, in little increments, and you know. I don't always call them what they are, but like I say, I'm always trying to promote us if I see us doing stuff. You know, I'm always on here telling y'all about, you know, more books. You know, I harass Marq about, you know, stealing cars and shit. But hey, Mo is here to tell y'all stuff. You know, he got books. Read them, get educated. You know, when Mo gave me the book, you know, The Good, the Bad, and the Blue, that wasn't signed, but that's a whole nother show. It wasn't signed.
I've been running my mailbox every day looking for my book.
You ain't sent me your address, man.
You just make up excuses. You gonna get it by the morning.
Like, hey, DVP, don't it sound like JoMo?
And I want my book signed.
Hey, if his book is signed, if his book is signed, it's gonna be held up in Harlem. It's gonna be held up in Harlem if you get a signed book, Mo. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna be held up in Harlem.
One of the smartest guys I know.
Mo just can't win right now.
Love Mo.
So he can't win. But when Mo sent me the book, we didn't really know each other. But he asked me for feedback, and when I started critiquing his book, he didn't take it as criticizing. He looked at some of them. He's like, "Damn, I ain't think about this." And this is how we make each other better, because he did the best he could. I gave him some insight. It wasn't. I didn't tell him nothing was wrong. I just told him to look at some other things, because he only sees from what he knows. I've been a cop, so there's a little bit I know about being a cop and some of the things they do where I can provide insight. As a matter of fact, what is it? 7:42. So I can give y'all my last portion. I can do that in 5-10 minutes. You know, when we want to talk about certain things, and this is why I love having Marq on the show. Marq does some things that he can give us the insight. Marq coach. Marq he got a unique insight from the younger generation. You know, I do a mentoring thing, but I'm only there with them for maybe 2 hours a week. When he's coaching, he was with them quite a bit. So he gets to see something. He gets to work with a different group of people. And sometimes this is where we got to take our talents and do something different to get something different. Sometimes we have to reach out and make ourselves available. You know, I don't know. One of the greatest things that ever happened to me as a black man, one of the greatest, is when I'm dealing with my sons and then when they were younger. and their friends would come up to me and be like, "Hey, Mr. Bill, can you be my daddy too? Because I don't have a father figure." Life don't get no better than that to me. And did I just disappear? Can y'all hear me still?
We can hear you.
Okay, I just disappeared. Huh? Fire Nights took me over.
No, you
He's
still
shaking
there,
like
but
he got Tourette. But we
frozen,
we
man.
hear you.
Yeah,
But-
you got to.
But when a kid comes up to you and says, "Will you be my daddy too?" To me, there's not that. I don't even having kids. My kids tell me they love me. To have little boys and girls say, "Hey, will you be my dad?" That's the greatest honor I've ever gotten. Because these kids, as black men, we know most kids don't want a dad. These kids ask me to be their dad, and I'm like, yeah, had a little onion therapy going on. But it touched me because they saw something. It's like, yo, we want this too. We want somebody to guide us and tell us things and help teach us. See, sometimes you just got to put yourself in a position where people can come up to you. During the mentorship, little boy whispered in my ear some shit that was going on at his house. This little boy asked me, could I talk to his father because his father was abusive. I'm like, damn, so he got a daddy, but he wants me to represent him. These things I take seriously. But again, I'm not with them like Marq is with them. Marq, when he was coaching, I don't know if he's still doing it, but when he's coaching, he at some point he knows them on a personal level because he don't know who when he start, but 2 or 3 of them kids gonna latch on to him and they're gonna start making coaching personal. It ain't just business no more. The rest of them they going through their thing, but I guarantee when you start coaching 2 or 3 of them kids, all of a sudden you become family. You don't even know what happened.
Yeah,
it's your family. You become their confidant.
Because when you start doing that, you do develop personal relationships with the kids. Then once you develop the personal relationships, some of them gonna latch on a little bit tighter, a little bit closer, and it don't end. So when you get closer with them kids, like I still talk to kids I coached when I was at Mays, and I think I left Mays in 17, 18. But I still have a relationship with those kids. He gone. But I still have a relationship with those kids, and constantly, we text just to say, "Hey, how you doing?" And some will reach out and ask for money. "Hey, coach, I got this going on. Can you help me out?" Yeah, But that's a relationship that you have to have in that mentorship. Once you start mentoring them and you get that relationship, it doesn't end. It just keeps going and going and going. And I love it. I love it to run into the kids that I've coached. And especially when they're doing something positive. You can say, "How you been?" "I'm doing XYZ. I'm doing this. That's a great feeling. I had one, he was an aspiring rapper, low on funds. "Hey, look here. I know you want to be a rapper. I ain't saying stop sending me your music on iCloud. I'm gonna keep listening to it. But I encourage them to join the electrical union, So now you can be able to support your family as well as pursue your dream. So it's good. It's like I say, once you start, it never ends.
Yeah, because when they see you're genuine, they just come to you. Because unless you're doing it strictly because once they see that you're a person, like I said, they gonna come to you. When you're doing it with a good heart and you ain't there for the money, they're gonna come to you.
Yeah,
it just is what it is. All right. All right. So let me get this because I can do this quickly. All right. So again, because we're doing a Law and Order series. Police have 3 types of authority. 3 types. I mean, 3. I'm telling you, they got 2 types of authority, but it's 3 times when police use their authority. One is when they're being officer friendly. When they're being officer friendly, there's no power. They just speaking, hey, they go to the schools, yada yada yada. The other one is when they stop you to ask you questions. They're in investigative mode. When they're in investigative mode, they have to tell you, number one, they have to tell you there's no investigation without you knowing. When they're in investigative mode, you do not have the right to leave. You do not have the right to leave. Legally speaking, an arrest is when I stop your locomotion. That's the technical definition. But it's not valid because they can stop you to see if you should be arrested or not. So when the police comes to you in the official capacity and says, "I need to talk to you," he should tell you exactly why. If he can't tell you why, he's not in investigative mode. He's in trying to chump you off mode. "What do you need me for, sir?" He needs to be able to tell you of a crime that he think you committed or that you knew about. Anything else is bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. But once he does that, consider this: when you get pulled over on the highway for driving, They pull you over because they think you were speeding or you crossed the line or something. They have to tell you why. It's investigative detention. You know, you're not free to leave, which is technically arrest, but it ain't. You're not free to leave. They get to finish their investigative detention and determine whether or not you should get a ticket, go to jail, or go free. That's it. The third type of authority they got is when they're actually arresting you. There's nothing you can do to stop those. So those are the only 3 times they can do something. You know, if you walk into the store and the cop say, hey, I need to talk to you, well, he kind of need to tell you why he need to talk to you. He can't just talk to you on some bullshit unless you agree to it. Okay? So just because they show up, even with the lights and sirens, they have to give you a legal reason why they're stopping your locomotion. Y'all got any questions, gentlemen?
I got a question for you.
What's up?
With the regular traffic stop,
Okay.
do you? I guess I say, do they have to read your Miranda rights, or you could just, you know what I mean, before you just start talking freely?
No, Miranda's when they go. If they ask you questions, they have to read you Miranda. If they're not asking you questions, there's no need to read it to you. So it's like if I pull you over for speeding and say, sir, the reason I stopped you is for speeding. And this is the trick. When I say I stopped you for speeding, I already know why I stopped you. There's nothing else for us to talk about. When you start talking, there's no need for Miranda because I never asked you a question. So when you say, I'm sorry, I stopped you for doing 75 in a 55. You say, I was only doing 70. Well, see, I didn't ask you a question. Once you said you were doing 70, in theory, you already said you were committing a crime. And that's why a lot of times your attorneys tell you, don't say nothing. Just be quiet, let them talk. Because the minute you say that, you've already confessed committing a crime. Now, the trick is, if I ask you how you know you were doing 70, I can't ask you no questions without reading Miranda. The minute I ask you a question without Mirandizing you of a crime that I think you committed, I'm already violating the law. Because then I have to read you Miranda to tell you that you don't have to talk to me.
Okay, I got a question, and I'm gonna be specific as a situation. I got pulled over in my slingshot for not having the registration sticker on there.
Okay.
So he pulled me over. You know why I stopped you? No. Well, I stopped you because you don't have the right sticker on your vehicle. But I ran your plates and I showed that it is paid for. I mean, it is, your registration is valid. Okay. So then, next question. Do you know you supposed to be wearing a helmet? Nah, I didn't know that. Were you supposed to be wearing a helmet? Now, this is when I want to ask that question, because the next question was, where are you coming from? Now, should he have read me my rights before he asked me where I'm coming from and where I'm going?
No.
Or do I have to answer?
You don't have to answer, but at that point, he's just asking you questions. Where you come from and where you're going ain't indicative of a crime. So he's trying to see if you're going to exhibit further behavior. Further behavior is where you start acting suspicious. Because at that point, after he asks you questions, is he going to give you a ticket or not? If he's not going to give you a ticket, he's supposed to let you go. If he's going to give you a ticket, he's supposed to tell you, I'm going to give you a citation, yada, 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 which means you still have to stay. But
can I add to that?
Oh, go ahead, sir.
No, what I want to add, Mark, is that a lot of times, and at DVP, I'd like you to confirm or deny what I'm about to say, but a lot of times they already know where you was coming from, Mark, because they've been following you or they've been watching you. So if you tell them something that's untrue, now they have a reason to go further. DVP?
And I'm going to say the reason that they don't is because unless you committed a crime where you came from, you don't owe them that. It's kind of like the law. One, I never have to incriminate myself, ever. That's the Constitution. So let's just say for the sake of argument, I'm a known criminal. Everybody know that Jesse James has shot and killed people. When they ask me what my name is, I don't have to say Jesse James. Even though they're going to try to give me a ticket for lying to an officer, the Constitution says I don't have to tell you anything if I know it's going to incriminate me. So therefore, I can lie about my name or I can refuse to give it. So when they ask you certain questions, it's like, okay, your scenario, Mo, I'm watching a drug house. I'm watching a known drug house. So first I need to get a reason to pull you over. And I'm gonna say to you, hey, well, I know you just came from a drug house. What did you get from there? Now, if you start saying you didn't come from the house, then we got an issue because I already told you that I know. So when I ask you where you came from, cops do it, and we don't know any better. And that's why I tell people most times, just shut up. Don't say nothing. If you ask you where you're coming from, you don't want to appear to be combative, but ask them why. I mean, what's the reason you need to know where I'm coming from? You know, and sometimes, you want to be a little cordial so you don't get a ticket because he can still give you a ticket. But if you're feeling antsy about it, he's got to have a reason for asking you questions. Like I said, unless he's just in purely officer-friendly mode, how you doing today? What's going on? Yada, 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 yada. And you got a lot of groceries in the car. I mean, sometimes it's just small talk they making to pass time. You kind of got to feel that one out for yourself.
Okay. And I ask because, now this question is, where you coming from? Home. Where you going? And I'm like, want to be cordial because I know I'm wrong as two left shoes. So let me just ask these questions so I can lower the rate of percentage of me getting this ticket.
Marq just trying to prevent himself from saying your mama house. That's all he's trying to do.
But that's the thing. I don't want to get the ticket, and I didn't get the tickets.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. You kind of got to feel the room out. Because a lot of times, like I said, I tell cops all the time, practice your interview skills. Just practice talking to people, getting them to relax and be calm, so that you learn how to talk without making them feel like you're being aggressive. So I've told cops to practice this. And sometimes, especially like in your situation where you don't have the registration, I need for you to answer certain questions that came up on the thing. I need, are you headed home? Where do you live? I want to make sure that you tell me what the computer's saying. And this is how I'm verifying that I can trust you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, because what you're saying don't make sense. Yeah, you ain't got your registration. The thing tells me that this vehicle is registered.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on whether or not I've already asked you for ID, because I really don't want to ask you for ID, but I want you to tell me who you are. Because it tells me who the vehicle is registered to. What's your name? Why you need? Because all I need for you to say is what your name is, because I already know what it should say. And if it's not you, then I'm going to push more because I want to know why you're driving somebody else's car. Because it ain't illegal to drive somebody else's car. But if you don't know whose car it is, again, and it's not illegal, but it's making me a little bit more suspicious about who you are and why you're doing this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, for me,
because that's how we found a lot of stolen cars. Because somebody stole somebody's car, but they don't know who it's registered to.
But what I realized was he just doing further investigation, and just I want to answer these little few questions and go about my day.
Yeah, so
like I say, especially if I know I was in the wrong. So it ain't make no sense to me to be like, why, for what? Now I'm gonna get these tickets that I don't want.
Right. You're gonna pick up $300 in tickets because you wanna I got rights. If you wanna do that, hey, pay $300 and stick by your constitutional rights. Is it worth getting this ticket? Just not to. And I said that's why you got to read the room. Hush your mouth, Robert. Hush your mouth. Ain't nobody studying.
The same thing. He made me laugh when I saw it.
Robert said, "Punk police."
So like I said, a lot of times, and you'll find, because there's some decent cops out there. They just want to have a conversation, and you find the best information from just talking to people sometimes. And a lot of times, what you want to do, and I tell them this, is especially if you ain't gonna get a person a ticket, lead them feeling good about police. Have some just general basic conversation like you would if they were regular people. You don't have to be an asshole, especially if you're not gonna give them a ticket. Just ask regular questions. Hey man, how's this? What's the you eat around here? I ain't ask you where they sell drugs. I'm just trying to see. It's like I said, it's just you're trying to build a rapport because you don't want everybody to have a bad impression of the police. Let's see. What's wrong with I don't know what boy, hush your mouth. It's probably because I got these heathens on the show, so because it's crazy. The screen is there, but I ain't. And I can tell my camera's on, but hey, I done blended into the background. That's what it is. You just mad because you don't know how to do it. That's all right. Hater. All right, it's 7:57. Mo, Marq, you got any parting words for us, brother?
Yeah, man. Like I say, up until at least for the next 7 weeks, we're gonna somehow try to incorporate the principles of Kwanzaa into our lives, and we'll discuss it on Wednesday. At least take 5-10 minutes and discuss it on Wednesdays.
Sound good. Yeah, as a matter of fact, so we don't have to hear from Mo no more. Let's put the shit through Black History Month. Let's educate them during Black History on why they should be doing Kwanzaa. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. We're gonna put the crown on and make it happen. What you got, Mo?
Partner shot. So hopefully this sounds smooth. I just wrote it, but I got it from somewhere else, so I ain't gonna claim that I'm the owner. But leave the world, your circle, or your family in a better position than they were in when you came into their lives. When you leave.
So if you had a microphone, this is where he would drop it.
That's it.
And for me, hey, I'm not here to depress y'all, and I'm not gonna always talk about depression, but I am gonna talk about it a little bit more because this is the holiday season. And again, being depressed and suffering from depression are two different things. But even people who don't have clinical depression like I got, the holiday season is sad for a lot of people because they lost a loved one, they lost a family member, they lost a mother or father, and they've been used to celebrating at this time with them. So depression kicks up more during this time here for a lot of people. So be conscious of this. You know, don't be upset if you go around hollering happy holidays to people and they don't return it because they're remembering something totally different. And just don't, you know, just roll with them. If you got a friend, a relative, a loved one, whatever, go ahead and reach out to them. You know, while you riding home, while you riding to work, go on and call somebody who you really care about that you don't talk to on a regular basis. And just, you know, check on them, see how they doing. Come on, we talking about anywhere from 30 to 90 seconds of your life. Every it's the 3rd of December. So let's do a challenge. At least once a week, call somebody you ain't talked to in a minute who actually means something to you or who meant something to you once upon a time. Call them and just let them know you thought about it. So that's going to be it for this show. We'll be back next week. And we're gonna do a thing. We're gonna talk about some more stuff. Like I said, if y'all got some real questions, if y'all got questions that y'all want answered, inbox one of us. If you got our phone number, text us. You know, we'll talk about it. But we'll be back next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Until then, y'all know what it is, right? Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease, and we out.
Wow.